Welcome to GreenTree's new Sidney location. This is going to be our processing facility. We're going to start over here real quick. Talk to you a little bit about the rotochopper. Rotochopper is really where everything begins. This is really supplemented in the $20 million decortication system that everybody else is using. This piece of equipment right here belongs to one of our working partners, Kirk Schoeneman, 3 Shoes, who's also going to be handling all of our harvesting of the fields. This right here allows us to do our 20 to 30 ton blowing the bales apart. Once it goes through the rotochopper, we have a conveyor that feeds the material inside the building, where we hit our next piece of industrial equipment, which is going to be our trommel. We have made a ton of modifications to this. This is allowing us to separate the herd on the left-hand side and then all of our fiber at a quantity and a capacity that's going to help us meet large contracts. So basically what we have is the blown apart material goes into the trommel. We have bag rippers and a tumbler right here that filter out all the herd and the fiber over there, herd over here. Once the herd comes out, we're going to start generating large piles within this section of the building. This is just going to allow us to work off of these piles. As you can see, the material over here, we have tons of different fractions. Everything from your large stick all the way down to your really fine stick. That's really going to be where we come in with the separation equipment. Each fraction has a different use. Large fractions can be utilized for plywood, dimensional lumber. Can also be ground up into our oil absorbent spill hog. And then we also go into our medium fractions, which is going to be our pet bedding. It can also be utilized for also going into plywood. Then we'll go into our small fraction, which I'll show you that piece of equipment over here. Once the piles are made, we have our makeshift push pit. This is going to allow the operator, whoever's running the Bobcat, to keep a steady flow going into the line. We just basically push into these walls. The conveyor then carries everything up. So we hit our first conveyor right over here. This is our fill conveyor that goes into our surge bin. The surge bin is where we really monetize the flow into the rest of the line. This is our lifting machine apparatus that we put in. This is going to remove all the globs of fiber that go through and get caught. So we really just want that to hit the lifting table, then in essence just kind of bounces and shakes the material off. Surge bin controls the flow. We hit our second conveyor, which goes in and feeds our first massive rotary screener. So over here, our screener, this is what's really going to take all of the big sticks off of the pile. That's going to give us our large fraction. Everything that passes through the screen then goes in and hits our first dust collection system. So as you can see here, we're really trying to minimize the dust. So we have this throughout the entire system. We have one up top that cleans out the large fractions, then we have it down here collecting the fines. And this is what we're getting through the screen. This is our medium to smalls. So we're going to be cleaning the dust on that. So then we're going to come over here, hits another conveyor, hits our smaller screen. This is where we're going to get our pet bedding fraction out of. So we have our pass-through, and we'll walk around and show you where that comes out. Then all of our extra smalls, the seed, and everything else that we're trying to capture will hit this. Another dust collection, really cleaning it up, really trying to minimize that dust. Comes up into the next conveyor, which then hits all of our aspiration. So right here we have 3 chutes. This chute right here is where we get any seeds or farm material, such as gravel or rocks coming from the farm. But the seed is really what we're trying to capture, and we can re-clean this later. Then we have our small fraction, which is going to go into the base for our spill hog product and also our kitty litter product. So we can actually utilize this in a lot of different ways as well. And then our last piece of equipment right here, this is where we're going to get a lot of the extra fines and the dust. The real cottonized fiber that kind of follows through the entire line. We have a Grizzly system here, which allows for a lot of suction, a lot of airflow to really clean up the fractions. We'll come over here. Kitty litter, spill hog base, all gets pulled off of this conveyor into this surge bin. This is where we're going to be able to collect all of this, because obviously there's some refinement that needs to go in. We use a 3-fraction special blend for our spill hog product, and so we're going to capture all that here so we can really work on that, down the road. Over here, you can start to see our bagging line. So we have an auger system. This is not permanent. This is obviously just something to get by for right now. But the auger system is hooked up to where we get our medium fraction. Then pulls up, we have all these holes drilled into the bottom of the auger, and that's just eliminating even more dust. We want to make sure we have a really good, clean product, and this was a very cheap avenue. Our eventual goal is to be able to turn this area right here into a massive surge bin that the particle size we use for pet bedding can fill this surge bin. We'll adjust this to more of a 90-degree angle to fill with a conveyor going into the bagging unit. This bagging unit, we revitalized it. One of our lead guys really took this thing on and revamped the entire thing. We replaced all the sight glasses so we can actually see within there. As you can see, all the tubing is all brand new. Spent a lot of time and a lot of hours and dollars to get this thing revitalized, but this thing will do 1 bag per minute. So that's going to really get us to our 10,000 to 15,000 bags a month. Once the bags are done here, we'll come on down this line and it goes to our automatic pallet wrapper. So the bags, the guy who is running the bagging system will shuffle that down. They'll have a pallet here. We'll stack 42 bales on a pallet, weigh it, wrap it, and store it. This is the system as it sits right now. So we got a lot of work left to do to make this better, but we're the first ones in the country that can get this stuff done at quantity.